one piece that is a special one that you photographed is this Mutoscope behind us. And when you approached that, at first your instinct, why don't you tell us about how you first approached it and how that changed? Go ahead.
This was a fun piece to shoot. I think this was one of the last pieces we shot, getting close to the point where we were starting to hang materials. And when I first saw it, the first thing that drew me to it was the viewfinder. And what I wanted to do was capture what the viewer was seeing. So my hope was to set the camera up. You guys turned it on, lit it up, and there was a image that it was parked on that you could see. And I was trying to photograph the POV of the viewer. So you could see the image, and it was real blurry on the edges, and you could see part of the outside of the casing. And after exhausting that and getting as much out of that as I thought I could, what I had in my mind, I realized it was okay, but it wasn't super exciting for me. So I began to just sort of look at it and walk around it, and ultimately I think you opened it up for me and the light was still on, and I realized that there's all these great mechanisms inside that were actually holding the pieces of paper that you could actually see. Looking at some of the images, it struck me that it struck me as like almost a family photo from 100 years ago that was sitting in this big giant mechanical thing. What I ended up with was something that was almost very abstract. It was kind of very different than the rest of them. It was fun, it was identifiable to the audience because they could recognize the single photograph held by a single metal finger before it released, and then the rest of it sort of went black and you can see sort of the inner workings of it. But without that single image that people could identify with, the rest of it was just almost chaotic. And it was fun because the viewer can see the edges of those photographs. They can see the multitude of photographs that are coming before and after that. So that part is something you would definitely not get through the viewfinder.